Hi students, this is Mrs. Marinelli with Business 270. This video is going to practice learning to use Windows Explorer for file management. So looking at your taskbar, which is at the bottom of your window, I have several icons, buttons on mine. You undoubtedly will not have the same as mine, but look to see if you have this Windows Explorer icon, and if you hover over it, it'll say File Explorer. Sorry, I meant to say File Explorer. If not, go to Start at the left and type File, and you should see File Explorer. So you can click on that instead. If you do a right click, see if you have an option to pin it to the taskbar. So with Explorer, I can single click, and yours is not going to look like mine, but I can open sorry, I'm looking at two different screens here. I am able to open File Explorer to see the files and folders that are on my computer. If you look at the top, these tabs, I'm going to select the View tab. If it doesn't work to click once, click twice, and it opens the View ribbon. And on the View ribbon, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. If I look in the Layout group, I'm going to click on Details. Details will show me the name of the file or folder, the date that it was last modified, what type it is, and what size it is. So sometimes I need to use that to find whatever file I'm looking for. Sometimes I just want a list. If I'm working with pictures, I will use extra large icons. Looking at the left pane, this is the left pane of your window. This is the right pane. I can size it by getting a double-headed arrow, and I can click and drag if I need to see more of one side or the other. And I use OneDrive for COS. This PC is what's on my actual computer. And I can collapse by clicking on the down arrow and get it to be as small as I can. So sometimes there's too much to see. I need to make it smaller as to what appears to help me find what I'm looking for. So if I need something on my computer, my hard drive of my computer, I will go into this PC. I actually have two thumb drives that I'm going to work with today. One is called Kingston, and the computer labeled it my K drive. And I also have a J drive that I'm going to work with. So this shows my drives. This is the address bar. The address bar shows your location also. So right now I'm on quick access. If I click on the OneDrive for College of the Sequoias, it changes my address bar. And on the right pane, it shows my folders. These yellow folders are called folders, and I have two files. I could open the OneDrive, and the folders also appear on the left pane, but not files. So if I open 293 from H drive, I can tell there's folders in it because of this arrow. So if I click, it opens up subfolders. So I have a subfolder, more subfolders, and no more subfolders. In here will just be files. So classes is my main folder. So look at all of these folders. They all have folders in them. If I go for this class, more folders, Business 270, more folders. We're working on file management, so I double clicked and I can see the files. These are files that are in that folder. So I'm using File Explorer for my file management, so I can manage where my files are. What will I do to manage them? Copy them, delete them, rename them, move them. And I can do the same with folders. So the File Explorer window shows my folders on the left and subfolders and my drives, and it shows folders and files and subfolders on the right pane. So again, these are called tabs. These are groups within the View tab. This is my parent folder. Any folder inside of that folder would be called subfolders. And again, use the View tab to change how you see the content of your drive. So there's not a right or a wrong one to use, it's whichever one works best for what you're doing. Okay, so again, the bottom is the taskbar. It shows either what programs I can click to open or what programs are already open. This is your status bar at the right. It has the date and time. I can increase or decrease the volume, and I'll get back to this a little bit later. This is your address bar. So I can click the address bar also to maneuver, or I can click in the left pane. So I'm in classes in Business 270, 271 folder. In 270 folder, if you want to be technical, there's subfolders. In a file management folder, and here's the files. So if I want to get back, I can click on classes, and now I've changed and went backwards. I can't show you my title bar right now. It's not showing. This is the title bar, and usually it'll show you the title of the program you're in as well as the name of the document. Over at the right, this is minimize, restore down, and close. If I minimize, I'm shrinking this window to a button on the taskbar. I did not close the program, it's still open, it's just not active. So I'm going to make my File Explorer active again. Restore down will shrink this window to a smaller size, and then I can resize the window. I might want to have more than one window open at a time, so if I resize my windows, I can have them side by side. That restore down icon becomes a maximize button. I'm sorry, I should be saying button. Becomes the maximize button. It's a toggle. So when I am restored down, the button is to maximize. So I'm clicking on maximize to make it full screen. When I'm at full screen, it becomes restore down, and it'll go to whatever the previous size was. If I click close, I'm actually closing the program, and I would need to open it again. It's not just minimizing it, it's actually closing that. Okay, so we are going to learn to copy files, move files, rename files, delete files. We're going to learn to also do the same to folders. So I'm going to go to my J thumb drive. Whoops, I'm going to go to K, which essentially is empty. These are just little programs that come with the program. I'm sorry, with my thumb drive. So I want to put files in this drive. So I'm first going to go to where are the files that I want. They're on my J drive. So I'm going to my J drive, and here are all the files that I have saved on that J thumb drive. These files are also in Canvas, so you can get these files to work with them. So first we're going to learn to copy one file at a time. I'm going to show you if I click on Date Modified, they're in order. I did them all today, some in July. So then they're in order by time. And then I can do it by name, or I can do it by type. So the same types are all together. So let's say I want this basic table copied to my other thumb drive. So I'm going to click on it, and it's highlighted, it's in blue. And then this is one way to do it. I'm going to do a right click, and I'm going to copy it. And it doesn't look like anything happened, but I'm now going to go to K, and I'm going to do a right click and paste. So I copied and pasted that file. So now that file is in two places. So I could give this thumb drive to somebody else that has that file. So that's copying one at a time. I'll do one more. Pick the file that you want, select it, right click, copy. Where do I want it to go? Click on my K drive, right click, and paste. So I used copy and paste to copy one file at a time. Okay, so now I want to do more than one at a time because that was pretty slow. So let's say I want all of these file management PowerPoint files. So I don't want to do one at a time, that takes too long. So I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to hold the Shift key down and click on the last one that I want. And it highlighted the first one, the last one, and everything in between. So I'll deselect. I'm going to click out here and do that again. Click on the first one I want, hold the Shift key down, click on the last one. Now for the four files that I want that are adjacent, they're next to each other, they're in line of each other, are highlighted. So don't do a right click out here, do a right click on the blue, on the highlight, and do the same process. Right click, copy, where do you want it to go? Okay, right click and paste. So I was able to do four all at one time. Okay, what if they're not in line? What if they're scattered? So if they're scattered, I can click on the first one I want, hold the Control key down, keep it down, click on the second one I want, the third, the fourth, the fifth. So they're scattered, And by using the control key, I can select whatever ones I want, and I'm just picking anything, and then let go of the control. Now you're back to right click, copy, go to where you want it to go, right click and paste. Now it's saying you already have a file with this name. Are you sure you want to replace it? And I'm going to say no, skip it. So now we copied 4 out of the 5 because I already had 1. So that's copying 1 at a time, adjacent files several at a time, scattered files several at a time. So what if I want to delete a file? I can click on it. I can do a right click delete or just hit delete on my keyboard. It says, are you sure? I'm going to say yes. What if they're scattered? Click, hold the control key down, click whichever ones you want to delete, hit the delete key. Are you sure you want to delete these 3? Yes. So now let's go get all of them on the J. So I'm going to click the first one, hold the shift key down, click the last one, and I'm going to copy, right click, copy all of them. Right click, paste. So some of them were already there, so I'll just say skip. And now I have all the files that we have to work with. So I can put them by name, by date modified, or by type, or by size. So let's go by type. Okay, so now we want to create folders, because this is a mess. If I had hundreds of files, which I do, probably, I have thousands, I wouldn't want to try to hunt for them all in one place, so we need to organize them. So there's a couple of ways to create a folder. I can do a right click, new folder, and give it a name, and I'm going to name it Excel, and enter. Right click, new folder, and I'll name it Word. Okay, I could also click above the address bar. I can click on the arrow for the quick access toolbar. If you don't have a check mark on new folder, click new folder, and that will give you the button for creating a new folder. So when I click on it, I get a text box to make a new folder. So we'll name that one PP for PowerPoint. So if I click on name, my folders appear at the top, and here are all the files. So now we need to move these files into their correct folders. I could also open the folders on the left pane. Some of you know how to click, drag, and drop, so you could use that method to get these into the right folder. So I'm going to take basic table, and I'm going to hold my control key down and click. Let's take each of the words. So that's 5 Word documents. Right click, and this time we want to move it from where it is and put it someplace else. So we're going to click cut. Cut removes it. And click on Word, and you can look at your address bar to see that you are in the Word folder. Right click and paste. So we moved these folders in, we moved these files into the folder where they belong. Go back to K, and you can see that, I forgot 2 of them. So let's do these 2. Click, Control, click, right click, cut. Where do I want it to go? Word, right click, and paste. Now we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So go back to your Kingston and let's do the same thing for the others. Now I put them in order by type so they're together, so I can do click, shift, click, right click, cut. Where do I want the Excel to go? In the Excel folder, right click and paste. So now we're getting organized. We don't have so much of a mess in here. So again, let's put these where they belong. Click, shift, click on the last one, right click, cut to move it into the PowerPoint folder. So now our files are all organized in their appropriate folder. So we copied files one at a time, adjacent, scattered, and we moved files one at a time, adjacent and scattered, and put them into their appropriate folders. So what if you made a typo and you have, oh, we also deleted, and you have your name wrong. So let's say we don't want this PP, we want it to really be PowerPoint. So do a right click, rename, and you have a text box to type in. So type PowerPoint and enter, and you renamed that folder. So you can rename files and folders. So if I am in Word, single click doesn't work, double click, and I open this basic table, I can open from File Explorer by double clicking on the file, and it shows a table that has already been created. So now I'm in Word. Now you can see the title bar that shows basic table is the file name and you're in Word. So just like Windows File Explorer, Windows program Word has the same tabs, more tabs, but the same look, and it has the ribbon and it's broken into groups, and you have minimize, restore down, and close. So you can open files in File Explorer. You don't have to open the program to open a file that's already been created. So you need to know when you are saving documents, you need to understand File Explorer to know where your documents are going to be saved. So when I'm in Word, if I click File, Save As, I'm going to go to Browse, and it takes me into File Explorer. So let's say I want to save that into the Word folder, but give it a new name. I can type a new name down in the file name box. So we'll name it Basic Table 2. So I said, where am I going to save it? And I gave it a new name, and I click Save. So I'm going to close Word, and now we can see the file that we saved. So you use File Explorer to know when you're creating documents, where do they go? I have many students who have no idea where they saved. And I said, well, where did you work last? In the library. So I'd have to say go back to the library. It's probably on that hard drive. Two more things I want to cover. On your thumb drive, mine says Kingston K. I'm going to click on Kingston K, and I'm going to do a right click on that thumb drive, and I'm going to rename that drive. And I'm going to rename it Renee 4270. No, I'm not going to put 4, it's too long. Renee 270, if it'll let me use the pound number 1, because I'll have more than one thumb drive for this class. And enter. Whoa, too long or contains an invalid character, so I can't use the pound symbol. Renee 270 1. So now my thumb drive has a name. So that helps me know, because I don't always know which one's in J and which one's in K, but if I have a name to it, then I know which is which. So you can name your thumb drive the same as you name a folder or a file. Okay, so again, these are your tabs. Each tab opens a different window. This is your address bar. This is your quick access toolbar. This is minimize, restore down, which then becomes maximize, close. I can resize my pane. This is my left pane. This is my right pane. And I think we covered it all. So you can make folders, you can move one folder at a time, you can delete folders. Be careful when you delete a folder, you delete everything in it. But you can rename, copy folders just like you do files. So you can go back and review this and practice on your own. You can get these files if you want from Canvas. Under Files, I believe it's under File Management. And then your homework, you're going to be creating folders, and those directions will be in your nuts and bolts packet. Make it a great day, everybody.